Ed Sheeran, hello.
Hello.
Hey, so you've got your show tonight at Mount Smart.
Yeah, this is the first time you've come to me as well. Do you remember every time I come, you're like, oh, every time like someone comes in, they're too big and we have to go to them.
You know, you've become that guy. But it's fine. It's,
like it.
It's cool. We don't mind a bit of travel.
Yeah.
Are you going to reimburse us for the Uber?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Are we? No, we're not. No.
No, that's fine. Hey, so this is your last show.
Yeah. For a long time.
So is this the last interview you're doing before your break?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is the last one. Unless, well, actually, no, my dad's probably going to interview me later, being like, "Where are you going, or what are you getting up to?" He's here.
Well, that
He's
sounds
here.
like an interrogation.
Yeah, he's really overexcited because some of the All Blacks are coming tonight, and he's like,
Has he never been to New Zealand before?
never, no.
Really?
Never.
So you're going to take him on the Hobbit tour?
I'm leaving tomorrow, but he's staying, and he's going to South Island. Yeah,
cool.
with my mum.
Jeez, it's so nice that you're at a stage in your career when you can do something like this. Bring your family over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're living life at the moment. They get to they've been kind of working non-stop for 40 years, and now they're not. So it's
Have you put them into retirement?
No, they still work and stay active, but they don't. It's a good point to be where you don't have to struggle, which I think is the main thing.
See, my parents, they've been quite responsible, bought rental properties growing up. So I feel like I don't have to worry because when they pass on, I'll do all right. But I feel like your parents, I feel like, I don't need to worry about that stuff. But I feel like
your parents to die.
But I feel like it's the other way around for you. Your parents are like, don't worry, it's got us covered. Is it a bit like that?
Well, no, I don't think it was. I think that. Me and my brother pretty much moved out the same week. So I moved out at 16, my brother moved out at 18. So we've kind of always been quite independent in that sense. And I always knew that one day I'd sort out my parents, but they would always be there if we were in real trouble,
Well, I think Zane from One Direction bought his mum a house. So
Yeah. I got them a flat.
Oh, good on you.
A flat.
Well, they have a house.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I got them a flat and a car in London, so they
Yeah.
can come to London.
It's
It's like opposite me as well. Like my thing is I bought a house about a mile away from them where we'd go in the countryside, and I got a house and a flat which are pretty much like opposite each other in London. So when I have kids, when they start kind of like getting a bit irritating, it's like
go to Nana and Grandad's.
got the grandparents there. Yeah.
So you must be looking forward to spending some time in your flat.
Yeah, I
Yeah?
think so. I don't know how much time I'm going to spend in London though. Like, I want to just stay in the countryside and chill. Yeah.
Are you going to cook for yourself and all that stuff?
Yeah, I'm
Do you
not
do that
I'm
much?
not a very good cook, but I'll attempt to. Oh,
Mac
yeah.
and cheese?
No, I just have pasta when I'm back. I just boil pasta and put tomato sauce in it, and
Is that
that's pretty much it. So I should, but all my mates will be back over Christmas, and they all cook as well.
You are going to get fat from all the drinking, eh?
Well, I'm not as fat. I mean, I'll probably drink less when I'm at home.
Oh, you
Like
reckon?
we drink pretty much every single day on tour. There's
Right.
I think probably out of 365 days, I've maybe had 20 days not drinking. So going home will actually probably be a more sobering time.
Are you nervous about jumping off the treadmill? In the respect that, I mean, just earlier this week you were named as the Facebook's Entertainer of the Year, the most talked about, Entertainer of the Year. I think it was you, Taylor, and then Kanye.
Yeah.
I mean, are you worried that you're going to take a break and you'll come back and it'll be like, things have moved on or anything?
A little bit, yeah. I was saying this today to my manager. I was like, what if there's someone more interesting that comes along when we're gone? But I think if you spend your life like that, you'll end up quite unhappy. I think if I come back and things have moved on, I've had a pretty good run over the last 5 years, and I can kind of live off that for a bit. I can still. Well, no. Well,
Could you?
It's Ed Sheeran. What are you talking
I could tour.
about?
I could tour off 2 albums for the rest of my life. I reckon. Not
Wow.
stadiums, but I could definitely. There are still people going out seeing. Who's that? See, now I'm just going to insult people, but there are definitely there are definitely people that have had like 1 big album or 2 big albums that still tour very well. So I think if I come back and the world doesn't want to hear another album of mine, then I can still make a living. But yeah, and that's the kind of only thing that I can see happening.
Right. And what are you going to do with your break?
I bought a Motorola flip phone.
Did
So
you?
yeah, so I'm getting rid of my phone and all my numbers, and I'm giving my number to my mum and my manager, and my mum will let me know if anything's going wrong, and my manager will let me know if anything's going right, and
no
that'll be
internet? No Facebook?
no
What, how-
Facebook,
what?
No Facebook,
No
no Twitter,
Twitter.
no emails, no Snapchat.
But like, how are we going to keep up to date with your holiday?
You're not. I
What?
think,
We might forget about
for
you.
me, I've spent the most amazing years of my life seeing my life through a phone,
Yeah.
and I just find it quite depressing. Like you find yourself in situations where you'll see something amazing. Like I went to go and swim with seals the other day, and you're like swimming with seals, and you're like, oh, I'll take a picture of this so other people can see. Why do other people need to see
It's kind of like
stuff that
filming
you're up
concerts.
to?
I don't get it. Because
Yeah.
how many times do you go back through your phone and watch it?
Precisely, and someone else films it, so like you can just go on YouTube afterwards. So I've found I'm definitely gonna get back on my iPhone when I come back and release the album, because I'll have to with Twitter and kind of social media and stuff. But if I'm having time off and I'm gonna travel the world and see it, I want to see it rather than I really don't care what other people think about my holiday and whether they give it a like on Facebook and go, oh wow, that looks nice. I know it looks nice. I'm here.
What about work? Are you still going to do the occasional work thing, like attend the Grammys, for example?
See, I wasn't gonna attend the Grammys.
And then you got bloody nominated. God.
No. Even after then, I was kind of like, I don't want to go. Just because I've been the last 3 years and always lost, and you kind of sit there being like, oh. Every year.
Do you have the face where you go, I feel I'm
Yeah.
happy for you?
Yeah, well, the last 2 years, I've known I'm not going to win, so I just get smashed before. So it's usually just like a, but yeah, I wasn't going to go, and then it's going to be sod's law that this would be the year that I get it if I didn't go. So I'm going to go, and if I don't get it again, I probably won't go again.
Hey, well, at least
Yeah.
It'll be a good party. You know, you don't have to get up early for
I'm
work
not
the
gonna.
next day
I'm
or
not gonna go
anything.
to the party. I'm
Oh,
not gonna
you're
go to the party. I'm gonna go to the awards and then bugger off straight away. Just because every year you go to the party and at some point in the night there's someone you really respect and want to meet, but you're too fucked to kind of like give them the proper. You're just there. Like I remember, it wasn't at the Grammys, but I remember doing a festival with Justin Timberlake, and I said to my tour manager, I was like, do you reckon we can meet Timberlake? And he was like, no, he comes in a helicopter and then goes out afterwards. I'm like, fair play, I'll just get drunk with my mates and watch him then. So as soon as his gig started, we filled up a big bottle with vodka or whiskey or whatever, and like filled a mixer, like a big a big 2 litre Coke bottle, and then sat there and swigged it for the whole thing. And then the last couple of songs, he notices me and goes, I want to shout out my man Ed. And I'm kind of there drunk with my mates being like, he knows who I am, this is awesome. But then a big bodyguard comes up behind me, he's like, Justin would like to see you. I was like, oh no. Why didn't you tell me this before? Because like all I want to do is have like a sober conversation with him and talk about music and stuff. So I kind of get there and I'm like, and he's talking to me like about music, and he's being like, so man, like with this and this, and I'm just like, yeah, great show, man. Just yeah. So I don't want that to happen this year. So I'm gonna go to the Grammys. Whatever happens, win or lose, afterwards I'm gonna go. I'm gonna come home.
God, Timberlake must have walked away and that Ed Sheeran, he's a really weird guy.
No, I think he knew. I think he knew. I did explain that story to him when I got there. I was like, look, had I known I was going to meet you, I'd have stayed sober. But because I thought I was just going to watch a concert, I got really mashed up with my friends. And I think the conversation was only like, it could have been 2 hours, but I had to take myself away. I had to be like, yeah, I've got to go. This isn't good for me to be here. Yeah.
Hey, we need to wrap this up. Do you have a message for your New Zealand fans just before you disappear, right off into the sunset?
Oh.
Yeah, thank you very much for all the support over the years. New Zealand's one of my biggest markets, and the first show I played here was a tiny theatre, and that wasn't even that long ago, and now I'm playing a big stadium. So thank you, and yeah.
Not just playing a big stadium, mate. You've sold it out. And it's a remarkable feat, especially given that you came here earlier in the year.
Yeah, it's good.
Incredible.
I wish we could have gone to Wellington and Christchurch as well. I think that would have been cool.
Are you taking a break just because you're the guy that can't say no? You know, everyone asks you to do all these crazy ththings, and you end up being in places you're like, how did I get here? Why did I agree to this?
That isn't why I'm taking a break, but that's why I am losing my phone. Cause,
right, yeah.
Because I just find, but it's usually, I never really get that. I always like say yes for a reason because it's cool, but it's yeah, I'm someone that if you put a burger in front of me, I'm gonna eat it. in any aspect of life. So if you say, "Oh, Ed, I'm doing this movie. Do you want to do a song for it?" I will say yes. Or Ed, we're doing this tour. Do you want to come and do it? I will say yes. Yeah, like
Ed, will you tattoo my arm?
Yeah. Is there a burger?
But like, yeah, if you put something in front of me, 9 times out of 10, I'll do it. And I'm just taking away the option of anyone putting anything in front of me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Because you
Yeah.
are such a nice guy, and you're kind of like, yeah, sweet, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that.
So I'm just I'm taking away that option. I got the idea from Adele though, because I went out
For the flip phone.
she wasn't happy about that actually,
really?
because we went out for dinner and I hadn't seen the Hello video, and I said, I'm disappearing, what did you do, how did you do it? And she started explaining, and I said, I'm getting a flip phone, and she was like, is that some sort of fucking joke? And I was like sat there being like, I don't, is it? And then someone piped up. They were like, he hasn't seen the video, I don't think. And she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, and then I watched the video and I was like, oh god, I can see what she means. Like I imagine a lot of people took the piss out of that, but yeah.
That was pretty funny.
So yeah, no, but it was an awkward thing where like there was this eye contact for a while, just being like, I don't know what I'm meant to be joking about. But yeah, no. But she just said choose a small group of people that you couldn't live life without, and stick with them, rather than have loads of it. Because chances are you probably won't bump into anyone else.